Hi guys, welcome to LR Masterclass workshop. In this workshop, we'll talk about the strategy part for the LR section, what to attempt, what should be the cutoff, and the ideal approach. The first thing you have to do is to download the handout. If you have been through the handout, or if you go through the handout, you will realize one thing to be sure that number one point is that pattern is completely changed. If you open up a logic book, you will see a lot of things around 20 chapters: coding, decoding, input, output, blood relationship, direction, sense. Like this, is around 20 chapters. But in CAT, you are going to get only one chapter, which is logical puzzles. That's it. No deductions, no fact inference judgment, nothing. No critical reasoning. Only thing that is going to come is logical puzzles. That can be a sitting arrangement. That can be a question based on tournament, betting, and investment. Fine. So that's the only thing going to get in the exam. So out of the 20 chapters which you have, only one chapter is required for the CAT exam. But yes, other exam will include everything else. For example, IFT and your NMAT will include syllogism, that is all dogs are cat, all cows are monkey. But when it comes to the CAT exam, only thing that is going to come is logical puzzles. So I want you to download this handout on cetking.com so that we can come to know about what is the kind of question. So I can promise you that 80% of the CAT paper pattern will be based on this handout, which is available on cetking.com/logic. Fine. Not the individual questions word by word, obviously, but the same pattern will be there so that you come to know that this many days before the exam, this is a typical pattern which you're going to get, and that's your should be your approach. Yeah. All right. All right. Alright, so that's the handout. If you have not yet downloaded the handout, please download this on cetking.com/logic. Please download the handout and solve this as a mock for 30 minutes. So it's a 30 minutes test in which contains 16 questions of logic. Fine, so there are 4 sets. So let's see how many of them you can solve. So first take it as a test, and then so that we can discuss the strategies and all of this exam. Yeah, that's how we are going to plan this thing. I can promise you one thing, 80% of the CAT paper will be similar pattern. 80% of the logic section will be as same as this section. Fine. So please stop the video here and first see the handout, download the handout, LR Masterclass handout, and then please continue with the video. Alright. So now I assume you have already downloaded the handout and you are ready to go with the strategy part. So how I want you to play in this thing is, so this is the set. So first of all, find out your attempts. How many of you have attempted how many questions? Fine. So find out attempt, correct, wrong. Answers are given in the same sheet so that you can find out on the same page on cetking.com/logic. So you can see how many of them you made correct and how many of them you made wrong. And if you plan to join us for the cetking program, we'll be discussing the strategy part, how to best you should have attempted these questions. Yeah. Alright, so there were 4 sets in this handout. Number 1 set was based on tournament and games. Set number 1 to 4. In fact, this was the most difficult set of this handout. Fine, intentionally we have kept it in the top because most of the people will look at the set and start with question number 1. So you have to realize not like question number 1 is always going to be the easiest set. So this set could have been avoided or could have been done towards the end. So should not be the ideal set to start with. So first set based on tournament based question. Second set is based on investment. So there is a stock market, a little bit of knowledge of stock market will be very handy to solve this set. Fine. Looks scary, but trust me, this was the easiest set of all. Yeah, that could have been done. Number 3 set, question number 9 to 12 was a arrangement, matrix based arrangement, and it's a very common set as well in all the exams. In fact, CAT, NMAT, CET, you will see this kind of a set in all the exams. And frankly speaking, this was again fairly simple, not very simple, but yeah, as compared with the other question, this was quite simple to solve. Yeah, that could have been easily done as well. In fact, this could have been the first set to start with. Fine. So this metric based question in fact could have been a starting point as well, because while looking at the chart I could feel this will be easy, or this is something I've done earlier. So that could have been tried as well. Again, number 2 easy set. And 4th set is based on betting. Fine. Looks difficult and different, but trust me, it was fairly simple. Yep, so that's a typical CAT pattern which you can expect in CAT this year, and overall this should be your strategy. Fine. 16 question correct. All 16 question correct will give you 99.99%, 99.9 percentile, but will fetch you only, will give you 7.5 minutes ka time per set to solve, which is obviously a very less time to solve. 12 question right will give you 99.5 percentile and 10 minutes per set, which is much more approachable. 8 question correct is around 99 percentile, 15 minutes per set, and 4 question correct, 90 percentile. So you just do one set. If you just start with one set, last year paper was so difficult that if you just do one set, you are touching 85 to 90 percentile. Obviously, it depends on how you perform in the DI as well, but mota on the basis of your quant, on the basis of your logic section, 4 question attempt in logic and 4 attempt in DI, 4 correct, sorry, not attempt, 4 correct will fetch you around 90 percentile. So 8 question right overall in quant and DI together is approximately 99 percentile. That was the best part of the last year paper. In fact, that's the kind of paper which is coming from last 3 years. Yeah, and that should be your ideal strategy. Alright. And in fact, question number 9 to 12 was also based on theta questions. There was no options given to you, you have to type in the answer. So 4 questions out of 16 you can expect to be theta in the logic section. Alright, so main agenda of making you solve this test and going through these questions was to give an idea about what kind of questions are coming in CAT. From last 3 years, CAT paper pattern is totally different from what you are seeing in your books. Fine, your books are made from the perspective of all the exams, so that's why you will see a lot of chapters in that. But in the CAT paper, you are only going to get 8 logical puzzles. Alright. Okay. So, paper pattern we discussed. Next thing we discussed is the theta type question. Theta type question will be there where you type in the options. Fine. In logical section, trust me, theta will not be affecting you that much. So that's for sure. Fine. And you have to practice last year CAT question to get an idea about what kind of questions are coming. Alright, now I want to practice a few questions from CAT paper. So CAT 2000 to 2008. All these papers are again available on cetking.com/CAT. Please download and solve this set because your CAT paper will be most probably based on these kind of questions. So these are the kind of must-do paper pattern questions which have to be solved. Yeah, for the exam. So alright, if you are a CETing students, all the individual strategy for every question is available in your login ID. So please log in into your cetking.com ID and go through all the strategy for all of these sets which is there. Fine, if you're non-CETing student, you can join us for this master class on cetking.com online program or in class program. You can call us on 959 444 1448 and join us for the program online or in classroom. Alright, all the best. Thank you.